if you've been following my YouTube videos or my blog posts, then you should have a good idea of what core stability is, what core stability means. And today I'm going to show you a few different exercises that you can do to try to work up to a standing position with good core stability. So just to refresh, we need to learn good neutral pelvis position by taking postural demands out of the equation to start, and then we progress and work our way up. So my next series of videos is going to be what can you do from the supine position, what can you do from the prone position, and then we'll progress tall kneeling, half kneeling, split stance. But like I said, today we're just going to go over what are some of the things you can do from the supine position. And one of the most common exercises is just practicing neutral hip position from a glute bridge. So with this exercise, you want to keep your knees at 90 degrees. If you're too far this way, you're going to be working your hamstrings too much. If you're too far this way, you're going to be working your quads too much. So you want to work both the quads and the hamstrings the same amount. So keep your knee angle at 90 degrees. By pressing your heels into the ground, this is going to activate the glutes a little bit more. That's why we cue this exercise with toes up and heels on the ground. From there, you're just going to lay down and you're going to find neutral hip position. So you can arch your back and then squish your low back into the ground, and then you find kind of that medium position where you're lightly touching, your low back is kind of touching the ground but not really. And then from here you just progress, and you can start with sliding your heel out, sliding it back up, and just focus on what your hips are doing, not letting them move side to side, trying to keep that low back slightly on the ground. And then from here you can go up into hip extension. Again, you're neutral, go up into hip extension, and then you can just march, lifting your heels 3 inches off the ground, not letting the opposite hip drop of the foot that you're stabilizing on. After you go into a march, then you can go straight leg, straight leg. You can hold for 2 seconds. You can hold for longer than 2 seconds. So those are some of the basic exercises or things that you can do from that glute bridge position. Another thing you can do is add rotation, where you are up into your hip extension and then you get your arms straight, and you can practice rotating as far as you can one way. And you can even do that same thing with your legs straight and then rotating towards the leg that's on the ground. Another common exercise to do from the supine position are called bed bugs, where you keep your knees at 90 degrees, but this time you're going to lift your heels off the ground, and then you put your arms over your eyes, or your hands over your eyes, keeping your low back or your pelvis in that neutral position. Just extend the leg, come back up, extend the leg, come back up, and then you can add some opposition where you're going, well, that was not opposition, where you're going opposite arm, opposite leg. Again, you're not letting that low back come off the ground, or you're keeping it in a neutral pelvis position. So those are the two main exercises that you can probably do from the supine position.